You might not be growing because you're stuck in a self-help and personal development trap. This episode, we're going to talk all about the personal development trap, how I've been in it, how you can get out of it, and ways to break the cycle. Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Just In Case. And just in case you don't know me, my name is Casey. And just in case you want to see some transformations in your life, ultimately, you're probably the one that's blocking you from actually receiving them. And it could be because you are stuck in the trap of personal development. I have been there way too many times. I'm currently in the process of getting myself out of it still, but I'm here to share what I know and what I've experienced. So hopefully you don't have to go through it as long as I did. So we're going to cover how constantly seeking growth can actually keep you stuck, and we're going to go over the 5 ways that you can break this cycle for good. So personal development and self-help may look like you're always doing the work, you're always trying to improve, you're reading the books, you're constantly researching, analyzing, listening to podcasts, and putting yourself in this state where you have to be better. Ultimately, when you're in this energy, it turns into the exact opposite of help for yourself. It creates this loop and this pattern of not being enough, and you're putting yourself in this lack energy of I need to be this because who I am right now is not good enough. And that is not where we want you to be. That's not where I want to be. That's not where I want you to be. We both deserve to feel good and to know and understand that we already have everything within us to get to the next phase of our journey that we are looking to get to. We don't need to become something we're not. We don't need any coach, mentor, pay for these classes and whatever it is. We don't need to drain our bank accounts to become the thing. We don't need to get anything outside of us. We already have it within us. And I'm here today to remind you of that. There will reach a point in your self-help and personal development journey when you will realize that it's more pressure than it is energizing and motivating. It can really turn into something that becomes another to do, and it almost feels like you're in school again because you feel like you have so much to learn and there's so many different things that you're supposed to be doing. And this all actually stops you from living, which is the point of our existence here, right? Aren't we supposed to live and have fun in our lives? It's time we both start doing that. Come on. That's the trap of personal development. It will stop you from living your life and enjoying it and having fun and being exactly where you are on your journey, because it puts this energy of like longing to be something else when we're already exactly what we need to be. Munchie is the cutest thing ever. Okay, so we're going to first talk about the self-help trap and why it actually happens. So I believe that this actually happens because we do live in a society that preaches and encourages us to always be improving, especially if you're in any corporate field. There is this whole agenda on needing to be better, and someone's going to take your place if you're not good enough, and yada, yada, yada. That's true in some people's eyes and perspectives, but I think the greatest strength is understanding that it's okay to be where you're at. Like, I'm going to use an example. If you are very happy and content, some people are happy and content with being at the level they're at in their job. They don't want to be the boss. They don't want to be the leader. They enjoy being at whatever level they're at, and they don't need to improve. Why do we have to be constantly improving? Why can't we be enjoying where we're at? Especially if you're just getting out of a season where you just had your improvement. For example, say you take a course and you get certified in a new skill that you can add to your work resume, and you're in this career field, and then you do that thing and you grow and you expand beyond what you've already known when you were in the workplace or like a part of the team. Then you get this new skill, and all of a sudden you're doing the new skill, and then they want to know what's next. They're like, what are you going to reach for now? What's the next thing? But it's like, hey, I just got to this level. I'm not setting new goals yet. Let me enjoy this level. I'm happy with where I'm at. Just some food for thought, right? So I feel like this creates a guilt loop where we put ourselves in this energy of not being enough and thinking that like we're not good enough where we're at already. So the self-help trap and personal development, it's real and it'll come and get you. And if it doesn't come and get you, the world around you is going to try and put it on you. And it's your job to protect your energy and to protect your peace and to enjoy your life and to say, I think I'm fine for now, at least, because there is a time and place for the personal development and self-help. It would be crazy if I came on here and said, you do not need this on your journey at all. There are seasons to it. There are times where, yes, it's going to benefit you, and then there's also times where it may do more harm than help, especially if you're doing it for 6 months, isolating yourself from the rest of the world. Talking to my past self here. So this happens because we become addicted to it. We're over-consuming books. I'm talking to myself here, actually. We're over-consuming books, podcasts, diving into rabbit holes that maybe we don't need to be in for that long. Sometimes it's best when you're just in and out. Dip your toe in, get out, do a dive, do a cannonball, come back out of the pool. Go have some balance. It doesn't have to be like I'm on this journey of improving myself and going through these crazy things just to learn a lesson. The lessons happen in real life, people, when you're out doing it. So it's very easy to become addicted to this cycle of constantly needing to improve yourself, and it takes you away from the present moment and enjoying who you are right now, which is already more than enough. You are more than enough. I'm telling you right now, just in case no one's told you, I'm here on the Just In Case podcast to tell you that. And I'm also here to tell you that you can't become better at anything alone. Whatever word you can fill in the blank here, I want to be better at blank. Whatever you can fill in that blank, you can't do it alone. You can, but you can't. You can do it alone to an extent, but you will only get so far. So that is a big myth that I'm here to tell you is not real, not true. Is that you need to be fully healed, or you need to be the thing fully before you can enter into the relationship or the industry or the art or whatever it is. I'm going to use a few examples here. If you want to be a better partner, if you want to work on how you show up in your relationships, you can't do that alone. You need the relationship to do that. You need the lessons. You need the opportunities to grow and expand your trust, communication, the bonding, like how you express yourself in relationships. You need the relationship to do that. If you want to be better at your relationships, you need the relationships to do it. That's something you cannot do alone. It won't work. If you want to be a better employee, you need an employer, you need a boss, you need to be a part of a team, you need to have the opportunities to adapt to your leadership qualities, you need to have opportunities to showcase your problem-solving skills and learn from them. You need to have the space to make the mistakes and learn and grow from them. That's just how it is. You cannot do it alone. What else? A better dancer. You cannot do that without the dance. You need to become the dance. You need to listen to the music. You need the rhythm. You need the soul part of it. You need the movement, people. You can't do that alone. That one, yes, you might actually be alone, but energetically, you're not alone. You either need the teacher who's going to teach you how to dance. I could teach you how to dance. That's a side note. But you also need the music. Like, you can teach yourself alone. You can just feel the music and try and figure it out on your own, but you still need the music. Where does music come from? Someone made it. There's a person that made the music that you're listening to that makes you want to dance. You needed that person's energy at one point in time that created it and put it out in the world for you to enjoy it, to get so inspired and excited by it that it makes you want to learn how to dance. That's what I'm talking about. You really can't do anything alone. You need community. You need your people. You need the energy of others in a positive way to get the lessons you need to learn. If you want to be a better creative, you need a community. You need other artists. You need collaboration. You need to share your energy and art and expression with other people. You need to be open to feedback. You need to be open to growing and expanding. You need to be open to making mistakes in your field. That's just how it works. If you want to be a better leader, you need a community to lead. You need to be a part of something bigger than you, where you can guide and inspire and showcase what you can bring to the table. You cannot do it alone. The biggest takeaway here You can only prepare so much, but the greatest lessons happen when you stop preparing, you start doing, and you start actually living your life and participating, becoming an active participant in what you're trying to achieve and what you want to do by taking all the steps and doing the things, putting down the books, putting down the research, putting down the podcast, and just getting your hands dirty and diving into it. That is how you grow. That's how you find real, true growth and expansion. And you can come back to your podcast and books. They're not freaking going anywhere. They're still going to be there, but you could put them down. So that's what we're going to start with. 5 ways to break the cycle and actually start enjoying your life if you are stuck in this personal development and self-help trap. Notice if it's self-help or self-sabotage. There is a point, like I said, there's a time and place. You will feel when you're in a moment where you need the self-help because maybe you're doing harm to yourself. Maybe you are self-sabotaging in your habits or your behaviors or your pattern of choices. But maybe you're doing all the work. Maybe you've read all the books. You're just not applying it. Maybe you've done all of that. So now you're just self-sabotaging yourself by continuing to read these things and listen to these things over and over again, telling you need to be a better person because you're forgetting that you're already a great person, how you are now. Did you forget who you are? You might have. Self-help should empower you. It should motivate you. It should make you feel good. It's not supposed to make you feel exhausted. It's not supposed to make you feel like you're not enough and that you have like so many miles to go and that you need constant more, like you need the next thing. That's not the point. The point is to remind you and make you feel and embody the truth that you are already whole as you are. You don't need anyone or anything to be whatever it is you think that you're missing. Like you already have it within you. And when you find that within yourself, you're going to recognize that when you look back, you're going to be like, oh, it was here the whole time. Have you ever read The Alchemist? If you haven't, you should. Because what I'm saying here is kind of reminding me of that. I read that book in high school. It's really good. The second way to break the cycle of the personal development trap is shifting from fixing to being. You do not have to be a constant work in progress. Why can't you just be the work? Why can't you just be? Why do you have to be improving? Put down the project plans and pick up playtime. You really don't need to be something that's like getting worked on all the time. You could just chill. Sometimes doing less is more. It really is. And you got to trust yourself on that one. Just shift from fixing to being. You deserve it. You're going to feel so great when you do that. When you shift from fixing to being, ultimately that means you're putting it down. You're putting down the books, you're putting down the podcast. You're going to stop consuming. You're going to stop reading and absorbing all this information. You're going to stop watching the reels and reading all the carousels on the internet that are telling you you need all these things. Stop reading the articles. You're going to start being. That means you're not going to consume another thing that's going to make you feel like you're not good enough. And you're going to pause. So you stop doing it, right? Step 3, you're going to implement and apply. You're going to implement and apply. So all that stuff that you already spent so much time absorbing, you're going to give it time to integrate by applying it. So maybe if you have been applying it and implementing things, like as you're learning them and as you're doing it, you're already one step ahead. But if you have been just reading and absorbing and listening and just like being like a sponge, taking in all this information and not doing anything with it, it's time that you start doing something with it. So I'm here to remind you, step 3, implement and apply before consuming anything else. Start applying the information that you're learning and see if it's for you. Because not a lot of the times, there is a lot of information out there, and everything that comes across your feed online or like passes your eyes in a bookstore when you're walking down the aisle of the personal development books, because that's the only kind you read. I'm talking to myself here. There's a lot of information out there, and maybe not all of it is for you. Like, it's not to say that not all of it's true or important or significant in some way, but like maybe it's not what you need right now in your journey. And hear what I say, right now in your journey. There may be a time and place where you're going to circle back to something that you saw that piqued your interest, but it's maybe just not right now. If you find yourself in this trap, maybe take a pause. Implement and apply. That's my advice here. The fourth way to break the personal development trap is play. Pick up the playtime. Put down the books. Put down the podcasts. Pick up the playtime. Answer the phone to your playtime. It's calling you. It's time to play, rest, and get excited. Follow what's exciting. Once you stop filling all your time with trying to be better or improve or just be something that you're not and just allow yourself to be, your inner child's going to come out. You're going to realize, oh my gosh, wait, I can just dance, or I can just play my ukulele for a few hours and sing. I could just do these things. You're going to have all of this space that you were filling up with this energy truly of you lacking because you think you need to be better. And you're going to be filling that space with things that truly bring you joy and make you excited and feel alive, which is the point of us being here. I truly believe humans did not come here to work and suffer. Those sirens were confirmation of that. We did not come here to suffer. We came here to feel good and to have fun and to be silly and to enjoy the good things in life. Yes, there are some moments and some seasons that are tough and challenging, but the only way we can get through it is because on the other side of that, there's some great things going on too. Tune into that, people. Tune into that. Okay, so experience your life without an agenda. Make the agenda, have fun. Do not plan. Do not fill the time with reading all these personal development books. Maybe pick up a different kind of book if reading is your thing. I do not even read books that are not personal development. I just won't. I don't know why, but so I would probably dance or play the ukulele or just stare at some clouds. I don't know. There's so many things that I can do to fill time. I could never be bored because the human consciousness is actually incredible, and I don't think it would ever allow me to feel bored. That's something I don't experience because I can keep myself entertained for days. Do you see what I'm talking about? I mean, I'm talking to you, but it really feels like I'm talking to me. I'm looking at myself in a camera right now, and I'm just here yapping. But you get what I'm saying? So I encourage you, put on your calendar, have fun, get excited, be silly, do nothing. Do nothing. Doesn't that sound like a gift to be able to do nothing? I know some people have I'm very grateful right now to be giving this advice because I'm in a time in my life where I'm single. I don't have any kids. That is my child, my cat, who is so independent and badass at being a cat. I freaking love her and I want to be more like her every day. But you can take 10 minutes to do nothing. If you can take 10 minutes to scroll, or however long you're going to spend going through numbing, mindless media on the internet, you can stop doing that and have fun. Put on some music, have a dance party. If you have kids, even better. Just copy them. Do what they're doing. They're probably being silly, playing in the mud, doing something. I hope so, unless they're an iPad kid. Okay, I'm getting off topic. We're going to keep going because this is the part that I'm the most passionate about, which is the fifth way to break the cycle of the personal development trap is letting your life catch up to the work you've already done. You've done the work. You have been applying and implementing. You've been absorbing all this information, doing the work. You've done the things. If you're anything like me, you have been on this journey for years. I'm going to say my personal development journey started when I was 17. I had this a moment that shook me to my core. I had a spiritual awakening. I read The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it completely changed my mind. I remember that was the first time that I experienced true consciousness. I've always felt this connection to something bigger than myself, but I'll never forget when I read one of the lines that said, "You're not your thoughts. You're the one that's observing them." You're not the one. it was very obvious. When I heard that information the first time, it wasn't like I heard something new. It was like, oh yeah, that's right. Even though I've never heard that before at that time, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm not my thoughts. It's like remembering something that I already knew, but I forgot I knew it. And then I remember I had this moment where it just clicked, and it felt like I zoomed out of my brain. Like my brain zoomed out, and I saw myself sitting in this library reading this book, and I was like, oh, and I started seeing my thoughts, and I'm like, oh yeah, those aren't mine. That's not me. That's a thought. And then it was like, if you're the one having the thought, and if you're the one listening to the thought, so then I am perceiving myself listening to the thought that I'm having now about how I'm not my thoughts. And it's like, if you're the one listening, who's the one listening to that? It's behind all of that. Like your consciousness. It is such a fascinating thing, isn't it? Like it trips my brain up. It's so cool. This is what I mean by I can never be bored. So let me get back to what I was actually saying here, which was let your life catch up to you and the work you've already done. Like I said, you have probably been on this journey for a long time. Maybe you're new on this journey. This is also great information to get if you're new to personal development and self-help. This is a great piece of information to have, because maybe it will help you get even further in your journey faster, because you're going to be able to apply things like this, which is information I wish I had at the start of my journey, which is when you do the work, reward yourself. Like maybe you've finished the book and you started applying the things, like take a break, take a pause, allow life to catch up for you. There's going to be a pause, and you've done all the work, and you know you did the work because you put in the hours, you put in the time, you made the mindset shifts, you took the aligned actions. Now your world outside of you might not look any different. It might look the same, but that is like when life is like playful, because now it's waiting to watch everything unfold for the energy and the work you just did. Now you're waiting to see it transform around you. So it's like I used this example in the mindset session that I had this morning with Slow Grooves, which is my shuffling brand. Slow Grooves, it's an online studio space where I teach people how to dance, but I also have mindset sessions for members in there where we have these live stream chats every week or every other week. We have these chats about mindset shifts that we can make as dancers to become better and just to be in the moment and whatever. You get what I'm saying, kind of what we do here, except this is a more personalized approach, and it's more casual. I don't know how you can get more casual than this though, but it's just my membership. You can get a membership, or you can get a season pass, whatever. It's a whole thing. You can go to slowgrooves.com if you're interested by what I'm saying. There's going to be a link in the show notes here. But where was I going with that? Oh, I was explaining on the mindset session this morning that life will do this thing. And when you put in the work, life is like a bow and arrow. When you're on this self-help journey, this personal development journey, imagine yourself being the arrow in a bow and arrow. And life is the arrow. Me trying to explain this. Imagine a bow and arrow and how you have to take the arrow and you pull it back, right? When you are growing into something new, life is going to stretch you and expand you in order to become that thing that you're trying to be. So it's like the bow and arrow. You get like pulled back and there's lots of tension. So a lot of the times it's going to feel like crap. Like maybe things are not great and you're like, how the heck am I supposed to like play and be excited about things? But if you see things starting to like crumble and it feels like so uncomfortable and there's a lot of pressure and tension, get excited, because that means there's going to be a pause here. You did the work. You put in all the work on yourself, and now the universe is going to be like, oh yeah, bet, let me see how much work you really did. And it's going to pull you back. And then you're going to have this moment where there's going to be like a little bit of space in between the release of the arrow and the pullback of tension. And it's just going to get quiet for a moment, because the universe is like getting the precision right. It's like, where are we sending this girl off to? Where are we sending you off to? And there's going to be a pause, and you're going to enjoy that pause, because you're going to be like, I could take a deep breath here because I'm about to go somewhere really cool. And then the arrow releases and it's like, poof, and there you go. and you're like, oh, it was worth it. The work was worth it. Putting it down was worth it, because I got really excited about where I'm about to go, because I did the work, and I know I did. I trust that. And I know that the universe is benevolent, and I know that I'm on my path, and I know that what's meant for me will always be there. And I know that as soon as I choose to go after my dreams and my desires, they're choosing to come find me too. Just as quick as you can choose your desires, they can choose you right back. And then you're creating space because you're excited, and then you're attracting all these things. You're not chasing anything. You're just attracting it because you're just having so much fun in your life at this point, because you're getting all excited and you're dancing and you're singing, you're playing your ukulele. I'm really talking to myself right here. Oh, what a stretch. You're so pretty. Yeah, you are. I love you. Oh, to be a cat. So, just in case no one told you this, you're already on your way. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Believe that, because I believe that for you. Life is going to unfold in ways that you can't always control, but what you can control is your belief system and where the heck you're going to go, what you can do, how you can respond. You can control all those things. You can control whether you pause. You can control how you move forward with the next steps in your journey. And sometimes the best growth happens outside of your plans. You could sit down and be like, I want to learn something by listening to this podcast or reading this book or taking this course or going through this program, working with this coach, whatever it is. And I'm not going to be a hypocrite here. I'm a coach. I am literally a coach. I teach people how to dance and I help them shift their mindset. So that would be crazy for me to come on here and say, you never need that or you don't need that. Some people don't. It's not for everyone. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you that every single person needs someone to help them through every phase of their journey. That's BS. And I hate the mindset that you need something outside of yourself to be better when you really got it all in here. And that's why I've really dedicated myself to sharing this information for free. Like, yes, I offer a more personalized approach and just deeper connections inside a membership platform where you pay for my energy, where it's like there's a price attached to it, but that's just because I ain't afraid to chase my dreams, and you shouldn't be either. But also, it's just it's like a reciprocity of energy. It's a reciprocation of energy, right? It's an energy exchange, because I'm going deeper and it takes up way more of my time and my energy, and I'm pouring more love. Not more. It's not even I'm rambling now. I just love being able to have a platform like this where I can share these things and hopefully give you a little boost in your day without you needing to pay for it, like monetarily, because I believe our energy is the biggest currency. Forget about money. Forget about any form of currency that's like what you think money is. It's energy. Your energy is the biggest form of currency. Your time, that's real. That's real as frick. Yeah, so sometimes you pick up the books and you think that's when you're going to learn something, and it's like the second you put it down and you actually start living your life, that's when you really learn it, because you're getting your hands dirty, your hands on, applying, you're doing the work, and it's probably feeling really good. You're probably growing and stretching a lot, and I'm proud of you for that. And just want to remind you, you are enough as you are right now. You don't need nothing outside of yourself. It's already within you. I promise you that. Self-improvement should make you feel good. It should add value to your life. It is not something that's supposed to slow you down or make you feel like you need to completely change who you are to be better or to be like accepted. Accept where you're at right now. Accept that you're going to make mistakes. Accept that the people that love you and the people that care about you will be there to support you in all the phases of your journey. And just remember, it should feel expansive, not exhausting. And I invite you to just think, like, and notice, reflect. Are you stuck in this trap right now? How can you apply anything here to break out of that? Are you living, or are you just preparing to live? Are you just getting ready to start living, or are you doing the living? I hope that you start living a little bit more loudly today, just in case no one reminded you. My stomach is actually growling right now. I'm getting hungry. So I think that's it for this rant today and this beautiful moment we got to share together. I hope that you share this with someone if you think it resonates, and if it made you excited and it made you want to start living. I hope that you have a beautiful moment wherever you are, and I am so excited to see you in the next one. And that is all for today. Munchie is sending her love just as I am, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.